Ladies and gentlemen, here I am at Costa Academy with the Eternal MMA bantamweight champion who is fighting for the Eternal MMA featherweight championship against Justin Van Heerden, June 10th, HBF Stadium. Eternal MMA, mate. First of all, we're about 10 days out. How do you feel?
I feel good. At featherweight, I don't have to lose that much weight. You know, it feels a lot better the last couple of weeks than doing bantamweight. So I feel good, eating healthy. You know, yeah, ready to go.
I mean, talking about your weight, I mean, we made jokes about it, but like, just we'll clarify. Can you make flyweight?
No.
Because a lot of people were like, can he?
No. I like teasing the boys at the gym. I'm pretty heavy, man. I carry a lot of body fat when I'm not in training camp. But I make bantamweight fine. I don't struggle too much, but there's no way.
Can you tell? I mean, I know jiu-jitsu guys are real secretive of their weight, but can you talk about what you walk around at?
Yeah, like now I'm 72.3, and that's normally if I'm eating healthy, if I'm not indulging, you know, I'm about 72, 73. Yeah.
Now, let's say hypothetically you walk away with the belt, you become double champ. Which weight division would you like to stay at?
It depends. I think whatever the guys want to do, to be honest. Moving on with my career, like the bigger goals and bigger plans. Let's say if I do anything international, it will be bantamweight. You know, like I know that there's a big featherweights around. You know, and I want to fight more people my weight, but locally, whatever makes sense. Yeah.
And Justin Van Heerden, it's a very interesting fight because it's a man that you've beaten before. You've actually stopped standing, and you're known as a grappler. Yeah. You're coming in to try and take his belt. Do you think you've got like the mental edge heading in? I
don't know. I mean, it can go both ways, right? Like everyone keeps telling me I'm going to do the same thing I did in the first fight. I think it's going to be a very different fight. So as long as I don't go in thinking that like he hasn't changed, he hasn't gotten better, not even better, but it was just I think he got off guard and couldn't get himself back together, you know. But yeah, for sure he's going to be thinking about that. It's impossible not to. So we'll see how he reacts with that, you know.
Now he has said that he thinks he can submit you. You would have heard that. What are your thoughts on that?
Bro, anyone can submit anyone, right? Like everyone I've trained with at the gym here, if I trained with you for a long time, everyone has tapped me. So anything can happen. I'm not going to sit here and say that he can't submit me, but you know he might catch me with a good punch and submit me. But if we're rolling for real, unless I'm hurt, he's not submitting me. You know, and if I'm hurt, it's like Rodolfo Vieira got tapped in the UFC by a purple belt. So he doesn't believe that. He's just saying that shit. You know, yeah.
Now, we're obviously standing at the great Costa Academy, which you have built. I believe you've even implemented some MMA classes as well. Like, can you put into perspective of obviously what it's like to... I mean, your name has gotten to a level in jiu-jitsu and MMA where you can pack out a gym. This place is beautiful, and you can put on jiu-jitsu classes and MMA classes, and people are coming to you to train. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna... You know, after I moved back from Brazil, I thought like my competition days are over, you know. So it feels like a new challenge, like a new life, you know. So it's very exciting. Like I'm kind of older than most of the guys I fight, but I feel in the sport of MMA, I'm young, you know. I feel like I've been doing MMA for real for 2 years, since the first time I fought at Eternal, however long that was. So. It feels good. Yeah,
I was going to say, because your first couple of losses, if you look on Tapology, it was years ago. It was against Dan Jones. There was a bit of a mix-up there with even like what those fights were. But since you've come back, you've been on an absolute tear. What made you come back and compete in mixed martial arts?
I like when I came back, I knew I was going to open the gym. Like I said, I thought I was done competing at anything super high level, you know, because there wasn't even any jiu-jitsu comps happening. But man, I just wanted to train with Jack. Jack was, you know, he's on his way to, you know, fighting the
UFC.
Becker. Yeah, Becker internationally and everything. And he started training at Scrappy with the guys there. And then one day I asked the guys there to join in, And then they offered me a fight. I took a fight, and then it snowballed from there. You know, I like challenges, so they kept giving me challenges and evolved into what it is today. Yeah.
I mean, you are really well known, of course, for taking fights on 24 hours notice and whatnot. But you mentioned Jack Becker. How is he going after the horrific? Horrific?
I'm ESL, brother.
The horrific leg injury. Obviously, like, can you talk us? You know him personally as well as a friend. How's his mindset?
Great, man. I don't think I don't know anyone personally that could have gone through that process better. You know, he's very tough, very resilient. He did everything right. You know, didn't skip any corners. You saw him at the gym every day doing his rehab in the early stages. He's already back training. He's already 100%. So he'll be back soon fighting. Yeah.
How soon do you think?
I think it depends on a bunch of things, but he's ready to put a training camp on and go. You know, so whenever they find the right matchup and the right thing to do, soon.
And I got to ask you about Scrappy MMA. Of course, a super gym almost. I mean, leading the charge, Jack Della, UFC superstar, soon to be UFC champion, if we're being honest. But there's only so much knowledge that can go around. There's only so many guys that can be focused on at that gym. Scrappy MMA, I mean, Anthony Drillage, Jack Becker, yourself, Jack Della, like all these names. Be honest, is it sometimes do you fall back a little bit and fall into just the pool of everyone else, or is that how you like it?
Oh, having the high level guys around.
Yeah, like it's not like a real focus on you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like the way it is. You know, I like having people to look up to and people that you know going through the pathway that you want to go, and it just brings everybody up. To be completely honest, it just brings everybody up. The dude's a superstar. He's definitely going to be the champion. And it's a privilege to train with him, with Becker, and those guys, you know. Yeah.
And your jiu-jitsu obviously is world class. Where does Jack Della's grappling? Because we've seen his striking. Yeah. Where does his grappling sort of sit on the world stage?
He's great everywhere. You know, to be honest, I can't really do much to him. He's a smart dude. So like I'm a bantamweight. He's a welterweight, but I think he knows how to train to get something out of training with me, you know. So we do a lot together. It's very, very good for me, you know. Get beat up by the soon-to-be UFC champ, and I think he smartly gets something out of training with me as well. You know?
As a bantamweight training with guys like that, do you need them to sort of, I don't know, bring the intensity or the tempo down, or how does that actually work?
I like training with heavier guys, you know, because I feel like normally the bantamweights, without trying to sound too cocky, it's easier for me to throw people around. Especially, like I'm a grappler, so I got more experience than most of the bantamweights at the gym and here at Costa's, and so I think if I just train with a lot of guys, I feel I get complacent. So I think Ben knows that, and I like to train with. I've trained with Becker my whole life, my whole jiu-jitsu career, you know, and as soon as I got to Scrappy, I've let them know that I want to train and I want to be involved with Dell and everything. It's a crime, man, be in that gym and not learn from him. You know, not exchange techniques and grapple and strike, and I want to be able to do that, all of that. You know, so yeah, I prefer it, to be honest. Yeah.
Are there
it's
any
hard as well, so it makes it easier in the fight. You know, you get him manhandled by Jack and Josh and all those guys, and in the fight it makes it a lot easier.
Can we see Josh Della back anytime soon?
I hope so, man. That dude's awesome as well. You know, he's kind of like in the background because Della's in the UFC now, and he's at a different stage at his life. You know, but I hope so. He's awesome. He helps me out a lot. He's like great boxing trainer and great dude to have around. He's very good. Yeah, I hope so.
Are we going to see the return of kickboxer Costa?
We'll see, man. I think it's more on Van Heerden. You know, I think he's gonna want to wrestle. You know, I think because of how the other fight went, I think he wants to wrestle and make sure that he gets the fight to where he feels comfortable, which is where I feel comfortable as well. So at the end of the day, I think it'll be a grapple match, and the better grappler will win, I think.
Now, it feels weird to ask you about other fights in other divisions, but I guess when you're the champion of another division, that's what warrants this, is you have to juggle two different sort of careers almost. Are there any Australian bantamweights that you think that guy could be next that you defend the belt against?
I don't know, man. well, from what I hear, is that there isn't a clear contender from the guys Eternal and stuff. No, I'll take anyone. I don't care. I don't know. I like to do a champ versus champ match with the dude from Hex, whatever his name is. Sean
Goucher.
Little guy, yeah. Whoever, yeah.
True. And then if you
Give me some names. What do you think?
Well, you got Colby Thickness.
Yeah.
Cody Haddon.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those little questions on Instagram. Whenever I put one of them for the bantamweight, and a lot of people say Kobe, and I like Kobe a lot, man. I respect him. He's cool, and it'll be awesome to fight him. Yeah.
He's actually got an injury with the intercostal. Cody Haddon, I spoke to him today. He seems ready to go, so that would blow the roof off the Perth Stadium.
Yeah, we can do Cody. Yeah.
Did you see? I mean, I know he's not. He hasn't exactly climbed his way up yet, but did you see Emrahan Hekamuglu?
I don't like that guy. Fuck him. Yeah, I don't like him.
Love it.
Who has he fought?
I mean, that's the thing. I think he was coming up and trying to make a name for himself.
Smoking, but yeah, we'll see.
Fair enough. Now, to sort of round this out, I've got to touch on the fact of Kaan Ofli as the Hex featherweight champ. He just had some comments regarding obviously everyone talking about him. He finally kind of let loose a little bit. Did you see that interview?
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw an interview you did with him earlier, right? I forgot, like the one before this one. You did an interview with him. And man, look, man, I want to put this Kaan thing to rest, right? I just wanted to fight the dude, and whenever people ask me shit about him, I gave my opinion. But he came out, he talks about my character. You know, he said something about me and my character. That's why I act the way I act, whatever. Like, he doesn't know me. I don't know him. You know, I wish him all the best. He had multiple opportunities to fight me. He decided not to fight me. And I stick with what I said, man. Him and his coaches have just a different idea of what happened, you know. I never said anything about Kaan after my loss until his girlfriend tagged me in a post and talked shit about me. And then I said something.
What'd she say?
She said something about, like, she tagged me and she said something about, man, they got so upset because so many people were saying that I won. I don't care about that. To me, I think I won as well, but it's a L on my record, and there's nothing to do to change. It's not like a robbery that I'm going to go and petition and whatever. That's a loss on my record. It's going to be there. I don't care. But a lot of people commented. I think you remember. You know, a lot of people think I won, and he couldn't handle that. And then she couldn't handle that either. She tagged me, said like my supporters or something, talk shit about my supporters or my friends or whatever. So I replied to her. She deleted the comment, and then he replied calling me a bitch, and that opens the gate, you know. He's a bitch, so whatever. We're not going to fight. He had multiple opportunities. I don't wish him bad or anything. Good luck. And go to the UFC, man.
Speaking of supporters, obviously you're going to absolutely pack out HBF Stadium. You've always been a Perth favourite. Can you put into words of what it's like to fight at home to become the first ever double champion?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. It's cool, you know. Like I remember being in the stands. I was supposed to fight on the last one, and Ursa got the contract. And I just remember being on the stands and being a little bit upset that I couldn't fight, you know, and thinking like maybe the opportunity for something massive because the UFC was here, it was gone, you know. But this is something equally cool, you know. It's double champ. The UFC is not here, but it's a massive event. I got Wes Kappa fighting the same card. He's a good mate of mine. Like a crazy kickboxer, crazy stand-up guy, and like has some MMA fights as well. So I'm looking forward to that. We got the scrappy boys coming in, you know. So it'll be a great night. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, mate, thank you for taking the time, ladies and gentlemen. Rod Costa, the Eternal bantamweight champion, hoping to become the Eternal MMA featherweight champion June 10th, HBF Stadium.
Awesome. Thank you. Cheers.
Great.